double chicken, right? So we got to Bryce last night. Today is Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or something Monday?
Yeah, so we got to Bryce last night around 10 o'clock their time, and we lost an hour driving from Mesquite, Nevada, and we got here and all campsites were full. So once again, we drove around to try to decide if full meant maybe not so full, and sure enough, it was full.
So we were like, oh boy. So we ended up driving back out the park entrance, found like an RV park, and they had a note on the door saying they were closed. There were no RV sites, but there were tent sites. So we went in the back and found a tent site, which was tough. It was dark. It wasn't clearly marked. It's mostly for RVs. But we stayed there, set up our camping, set up our tents and everything, and woke up in the morning at 6 o'clock. I'll tell you, we'll get some video tonight. The sky was so black, and the stars were just absolutely beautiful.
They say that Bryce Canyon has the darkest skies and the best night skies. So tonight we're going to spend a little more time awake during the dark hours to see that. It was about 19 degrees this morning 19. When we woke up.
It's really cold. So Lauren bought a high quality REI sleeping bag, and she bought it at the garage sale. She got it half off. So it was still kind of expensive, like pushing $200 probably. And I got a Kelty 20-degree bag that had great reviews and everything. We've bought Kelty tents, they've been great, but I was freezing last night. That 20-degree bag at 20, like, it kept me alive, but it was not good. It was not comfortable, and hopefully it's not as cold tonight.
It's supposed to be 27 tonight. My sleeping bag was spectacular. It was very warm, but when we woke up, there was ice on our fly cover, so it was very cold. So we came over to the Bryce Canyon campground, the Sunset campground, because the North campground is closed for renovation. So that means they have half the space available that they normally do. And this morning Mike was talking to one of the volunteer rangers here, and she said that it's pretty much been staying full all the time. So we got here around 8:30.
Yeah, and we grabbed a site because somebody had left, so we got it because they're all full all the time, she said. She also said set up your tent, because even though you paid for it and there's a receipt on the little post, some person will come by and snag the spot and all that. So got that out of the way. We went to see Bryce Canyon today. We hiked. Talk about the hike, because you know exactly what we did.
It turns out there's something called the Figure 8, which is a combination of the Queen's Garden
Navajo
Loop and the Peekaboo. The Peekaboo Loop. Somewhere in the middle of our Figure 8, we got turned around and ended up on a horse trail that turned out to be quite lovely.
It was beautiful. We saw awesome stuff. We didn't even know we took the wrong trail. And the horse guy, the leader of the horses, was trotting along. He says, "Hey, where'd you come from?" And I said, "North Carolina." But he meant, like, how did you get on this trail?
So we took Queen's Garden back around again. This time found Peekaboo Loop, which was beautiful. And it's a 3-mile loop around. But as we got to the apex of it, about the halfway mark, there was a sign that said to Bryce Point, 1 mile. And that was probably the most rigorous mile of my life.
Yeah, until the Wall Street thing.
Yeah, until the Wall Street thing. So we went up to Bryce Point, and it turns out that you can actually drive there. So, however, had we known that, we may not have seen the trail, and the trail up to Bryce Point was exceptional.
This place is amazing. Like, these videos can't possibly do justice of all these trips. And incidentally, we're going to be, I mentioned last time, we're going to be doing, we did Valley of Fire, then we're here at Bryce. Our next stop is Lake Powell, and then we're going to do the Grand Canyon and then Zion. And then one more day in Vegas, then back home. So we're going to do a bunch of these little videos. So
Right. So we got down from Peekaboo, and Mike wanted to see the Wall Street section of the Navajo Loop. So the Navajo Loop was only
0.7 miles.
0.7 miles. So
No,
we-
the loop was bigger probably, but it was
but
0.7.
it was
to get
0.7 miles to Wall Street. So we're like, we can handle that. 0.7 miles and back, no big deal.
It was a big deal. It was
treacherous.
And we're going up these things. It's like up and up and up. And I don't know if we got a lot of video because it was. And there's people out there, and they're all like fresh as daisies. And I'm like, man, I guess we're not in good shape, or I'm not in good shape. And we get to the top parking lot. So people just park there and walk down and walk up.
Yep.
You know, they had like a 1/10 mile hike.
The Navajo Loop is supposedly one of the busiest hikes here at Bryce Canyon, probably because it's the easiest, I would think. Although that Wall Street and then the two bridges didn't seem all that easy, but it's short.
And
So
scenic and dramatic.
it's dramatic, scenic, short.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people. There were sometimes 30, 40 minutes where we wouldn't see another person.
It's simply when
we
you
were
get
there.
down deep, once you get on a trail that people are committed to a few miles, there was no one there. It was amazing. But then when you get the ones where the short commitments, they were packed. So 10% of the campsites you can reserve. So basically it's first come, first serve. They're always packed. So you got to show up early in the morning and then get your site. So you can't start off hiking early. It's super early in the morning. So that's kind of inconvenient. And if you come in at night, like now, forget it. No chance. You're not going to get one. So I would say if you want to get an early start seeing things, stay at a hotel or camp at that little RV place that we camped at or something. But this is amazing. And the other thing I would say is, if we were at the top at the end and people were, I want to say the end of our day, and people were up there just snapping their pictures and stuff, looking over.
It's not the
You
same.
got to get down in there to see all that stuff and to be looking up at all that stuff, because all these rock formations that from the top are unbelievable, but when you get down in them looking up, it's just nuts. And you go from the top, that's this real dramatic rocky area, then you go down, and we were down in a couple miles, and you're in the bottom, and it's like forested and stuff, and then the green of the trees contrast with the rocks, and it's just beautiful. So we may spend a couple minutes to show a few slides after this, but looks like it's getting kind of long. We'll probably cut a little bit of this out.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. The next one will be Lake Powell,
Lake Powell.
right? We'll see you soon.
Page, Arizona.
Page, Arizona. So we had mentioned we did not see Fairyland. And on the way out, we decided, hey, let's take a look. Sun's coming up over to the left. Wow.
So Fairyland Loop is the longest of the trails.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think it was like over 8 miles.
So
And
probably.
it takes you all the way around. So we
You can't really see looking into the sun here, at least the camera can't, but wow, look at that.
sure is nice to get here early when the crowds aren't here.
This is beautiful, huh? I keep saying that. I tried to get a shot of the stars last night, but it just would not come out on the phone. And our big camera was in the car, and it was just too cold this morning when I got up to go get it. This is beautiful. On to Lake Powell.
Yep.
Off we go.